Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Honest to Pod with me, Ashley McAllister.
And me, Matthew Ali.
And here we go into episode 43.
Yay! It's loads.
Here, listen, every week or every other week, it's a new one, isn't there?
I guess so. Yeah, although we didn't have one last week, but yeah.
We think every time we say the episode number, I think we say, oh my God, it's so many. And I'm like, every time we do it, there's just one more. Do you know what I mean?
We should celebrate our 50th, I guess.
50th, yeah. Well, that will be face to face. If we do it every week, what week will that be? If we do one every week now, without breaking, even though I do think next week's going to be hard with me moving, but we'll see. 50th, so it was 43 now, so 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. The 24th of September would be our 50th.
I'm away that day. No, I'm joking, I have an idea.
The 23rd. The 23rd, so it'll be out in the 20s, yeah, 23rd, 24th.
Okay, cool.
Wales play Georgia, and the World Cup's on then.
Oh, you've already looked at the schedule? I'm not looking at it yet.
I have all the matches saved in my calendar, so.
Oh my god, such a nerd. I've not even looked yet.
It's you just press a button and it installs itself. I don't have to do much more than that.
Oh, okay.
I have a wee cup of tea. Oh, and a Bounty bar.
I probably sound a bit like quiet, but I went to the doctor's yesterday, and then it turns out I have tonsillitis. So, for the past few nights, I haven't been able to sleep properly because it was really sore throat, and every time I swallow, it hurts. It's a bit better today, actually, I must say. So I'm hoping when I go to sleep, it'll be nice.
Too much cock action on holiday.
I didn't have that much, actually, which obviously I'm going to talk about because I had a revelation on holiday, and no, it's quite good. It's quite good. I had my own little journey, my little own boy journey while I was there. Obviously, it was heavily fueled by booze, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt because at the time it felt like it was a big deal, but then in hindsight, it was very little, in fact. But yeah, no, it's good. What have you been up to, Ash?
Cool. Well, just this and that. Finished up work on Friday. Went out for drinky poos, and then I was so drunk, and then got up early on Saturday and did a 25k cycle, and then did this whole big thing at the gym for a fundraiser for Mickey going to Australia next month. No, not next month. In 2 months' time. And then we had a bouncy castle at the gym. We had this big this was CrossFit Games run as well, so we all stayed out, watched them on the on the TV. We planned to have a projector, but it was just so bright the projector wasn't working, so we all gathered around my laptop for one of the things, and then we got a TV hooked up, and it was so fun. There was a barbecue. We had this big bouncy castle, and it was sort of like an obstacle course. And it was so much fun when all the adults were drunk and we started racing each other. Sort of the kids had to just back off because it was every man for themselves. At one point, there was 4 of us, me, Daniel, Jordan, and Brian, all sort of wrestling for about 10 minutes at this one part in the middle, trying to get up the ladder. You had to climb up this ladder to go down the slide. And every time one of us would get up the ladder, somebody else would pull us down. And it was just... Oh my God! It was chaotic.
Oh, you say it
chaotic, but I'm not going to lie. There was
a lot of hard action.
It was. Then get this right. Anyway, so then
did you come in your pants without touching your dick?
No, I didn't. But later that night,
I did. Unusual for you.
And I did what, the slightest bump, I could be sitting on a bus and just a speed bump, and I'm like, ooh.
So got dildo inside you.
Yeah, or a sneeze. If I sneeze, sometimes it just explodes. But later that night, we all went back to somebody's house, and I was so tired at this point, and I was getting up to go, and I don't know why, but I kissed one of the guys on the mouth. And his girlfriend was there. And I put my tongue down his throat.
No, you didn't.
I did,
You
and he
grabbed
I
him.
totally forgot. And he met. I what?
You grabbed him, and then put your tongue inside his mouth.
He was sat on the sofa, and I was stood up, and I bent down to give him a hug, and then I kissed him, and then put my tongue in his mouth. And I totally forgot about it, and he messaged me the next day saying, "I just remembered this," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And he's like, "No, it's fine. I've been hard ever since." And I'm like, "Wow." Obviously, he's joking, but
Oh,
I was just like, I was like, "Oh my days!" I was shocked at myself.
you know, one of my dreams is to ruin a family, right? Like this is like literally part of that. God, that'd be so good.
No.
Does he have kids?
And then on Sunday, I was so sick, and I had promised my friend we'd go out for dinner, and I didn't want to cancel. And oh my god, it was just awful. He treated me for dinner, and at one point I just had to go to the toilet, and I was sat in the toilet for about 20 minutes with the most burning lava poo that I've ever had ever.
From the food immediately afterwards.
No, it was from, I don't know if it was a mix of Guinness and cider and whatever else I was drinking, but I was just, someday I was so sick. I was, when you're so, and I was sweating. I, I literally, I went to the disabled toilet because there's more legroom, and I was so hot. I took off all my clothes in the toilet whilst I was pooping.
Me and my friends always talk about it. Those really hard poos where you just need to take your clothes off, like it just you punch your stomach because you just need to get it out, and you just take your clothes off. Like that's a regular thing. That's a normal thing for sure.
Mine was more like, how do I stop it? Like, what can I get some ice, please, to put up there to cool this down
I've tried that
because it
before.
was on
Wait, are you talking
fire.
about? No, I'm joking. I tried it with like a wet blanket before because I had like this really hot chicken in Nashville, Tennessee. Do you remember when we went? You didn't go because you can't eat it, but it was so hot that I just couldn't even deal with it. I literally got water from the tap, started dabbing my ass, got tissues, started doing the same thing, got a towel, and I was like, "This fire needs to stop." And I tried to almost like finger myself with a towel, and nothing stopped. Nothing helped it. It was absolute torture. I just had to sit there and take it. Yeah, I know
Well,
how you feel, girl.
it's the worst. Oh god, it was the worst. But and then that's really it. I've really this week I've been off work, obviously, starting to pack up everything. Because this time next week I'll be in London.
Yee!
I
Exciting.
know,
What
I
day's your
know.
flight and time?
Tuesday is my flight, and the time is. I think I'll be there, but well, I will be there by now. The time is. I'll land at 20 to 7.
In the
No, I
evening, that's
don't.
quite late.
Yes, I do. Yeah, no, 20 to 7 in the evening. So
Okay. Okay, girl. Are you excited?
I'm excited for the surprise party you're throwing me.
Well, it's not a surprise now, so I'm just going to cancel it. Um,
Oh,
yeah. The surprise is it's actually this Saturday, the 10th.
yay!
She can't make it. So,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
are you excited? Are you just going to get straight in the
Um,
apps and start fucking? Because, like, being in the countryside with no dick is really difficult, obviously. So the first thing you do is you should actually line it up now. Just set up some boys for Tuesday, for Wednesday, for Thursday, and for Friday.
yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be sort of, I don't know, I'm going to dip myself in toe first, if that makes sense.
You're gonna dip your
I'm going
toe
to
in
just sort of
first. You're gonna use your feet.
lead with the big toe.
You do have a
Obviously, that's the new thing, no?
no. It's been going around for a while, babes. You're really behind. Lima Valley, fuck me. They don't understand anything. Oh my goodness, it's been going for a while.
I know. But yeah, so um, yeah, that's all it for me, really. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, doesn't sound like too much. Well, I mean, I guess the reason why we didn't go last week is because I had a holiday, which was lovely. It was in Torremolinos in Spain, near Malaga, so the southeast somewhere. That was really good. So we were there from the 25th to the 1st, and we stayed in all adult gay hotel. So
Oh.
obviously it was very tame. Not much happened, but there was like a pool party there on Monday, which we didn't actually go to because the Spanish men are quite intimidating. They're all very like they've all got abs. Um, like, and everyone's got like really good bodies. You know, there's no like, it's not like some places you go where people got muscles, but they don't have like, you know, they got bellies and stuff. No, or like Sitges where it's quite berry. It's like it's quite almost like areas of it is quite twinky. Um, yeah, went to Brighton Pride last weekend. Obviously, like the weekend that just passed, which is kind of a mistake because I was so tired after the holiday. You know, when you just need to relax and be at home.
Yeah, I was surprised you were there. I thought, geez, man.
Yeah, I was originally going to go up on the Friday, so I got back on holiday on Thursday. Was going to come back on the Friday, go up on the Friday, but um, and stay for the whole weekend. But I just didn't want to. I just didn't. I was like, I need another day at home. But I still got up at like 7:30. Went in the morning, and it was really good. It was really nice. It's much better than London Pride for sure. For sure. Like London Pride is a bit chaotic. It doesn't seem very, I don't know, welcoming to me. It just seemed like a big party, just big reason to get like a piss up. Which there's an element of that to Brighton for sure, but like people are so much nicer. The atmosphere and the vibes a little bit friendlier. The park is a lot of fun. No, I really enjoyed it. Really good, really good.
Do you have to pay for Brighton Party?
You do, you do. The tickets go up in price as the time goes on. We bought ours in October last year, and they were £13.50 or something like that, 15. But then people will buy tickets now for 14, 50 quid.
Oh, wow.
So it can be really expensive. And Kylie Minogue was performing, and I didn't really care for Kylie, so we ended up leaving like maybe 10 minutes into her performance. Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't mind Kylie. I mean, I used to not really care for her, but then I listened to some, like, I don't know, where at work, somebody were talking about who's better, Kylie and whoever, whatever it is. And Emer at work put on, like, This Is Kylie on Spotify, and I was like, oh, that's a good tune. That's a good tune. That's a good tune. That's a good tune. All right, I'm in a Kylie mood now.
No, I think she does have some bangers, and she's a great performer. Like she always puts on shows, great outfits and stuff. So I'm not like against her, which like I'm against Madonna. Like I think she's terrible. I'm not
Oh.
against Kylie Minogue at all. Just wasn't feeling it, to be honest. And I thought I was getting like tired and grumpy and stuff. Turns out I was getting quite ill. So on Saturday, like I was just really, I ended up walking to the beach by myself and sitting there for an hour and a half because I was just like, oh, I need some alone time. I feel like I've been like surrounded by people for like the past 2 weeks. So I was just lying on the beach, and then everyone came down to the beach a bit later. Then I went to a club, and then left maybe half an hour into it. I was like, "There's too many people here." It was just too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a wee getaway, don't you? A wee break from people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely that kind of person, for sure. And yeah, I was getting a bit tired. Turns out, yeah, I went to the doctor's yesterday and they said I got tonsillitis, so it was my bad.
Oh, boo.
But the thing that I want to talk about most is just about holiday in general, because holiday was quite good. And the thing that I want to talk about actually is sex, which, you know, as you might have guessed, going to an all gay adult hotel. It's not an all gay, sorry, it's an all adult gay hotel. But there were some women there. I think they were lost, or like their jealous boyfriends were like, "Stay in this hotel; it'd be really good for you." Because I felt a bit out of place actually while I was there. Because of everyone's attitudes towards sex and the amount of it that was going on and stuff like that. So I was just a bit like, interesting. And the thing is I know you, so I feel like you'll have similar views, or not similar views, because I don't have any strong views, I guess, but like experiences. Your experience would have been somewhat similar to mine, which is tame in some way, you know?
I would have been, by the sounds, I would have been horrified by what was going on.
Yeah. Well, shall I just go on and talk about like my holiday and things that happened?
Jump right in.
Okay. So we stayed in so there was 8 of us in total. I hadn't met 2 of them before. They were friends of our friend, who he'd met in Terremolinos 2 years ago, and they all went together last year as well. And then we were kind of like the additions this year. So they'd all been for 3 years in a row. Well, 2 years in a row. This had been their third one, and then for us, it was our first time, and it ended up being a group of 8. So that was pretty good. So we go to the hotel. The hotel was lovely, actually. It's called Hotel Ritual in Terremolinos, and it was really nice. It had a really nice pool. It's got a spa area and a sauna downstairs. It's got a naked pool upstairs on the roof, which is excellent. The rooms are very nice. Housekeeping was great. A decent breakfast buffet. So I would definitely recommend going. It was quite expensive. I thought it was like £740 for the room for a week. I don't know how you feel about that.
£740. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I shared a room, but like some of the guys booked their own room, and I was like, God, no, I can never do that.
So yours was £740 split between 2, so 320ish.
That's fine. I think that's fine. But it's you can also spend the same amount on the same size room for a single, but for one person. Yeah. So it was really good. We got there. We ended up getting really drunk on the first night, and as the weeks going on, as the days going on and stuff, like I was a bit bad, I guess, but we all had immediately, as soon as everyone's there, we all got there. Everyone gets out Grindr, basically. If you haven't downloaded it, they downloaded it, but a lot of people had it. And the thing is because of the kind of place that is, it was highly sexually driven. Like it was just about. It felt like to me like sex, and so I didn't pull anyone for a couple of days, but some of the guys in the group would like go to a sex club, would hook up in the day while we're there at the pool or the beach, go off for a bit, in between like getting ready for dinner and stuff, they'll have someone around, and then in the evening go to a sex club at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. So I'm not really getting involved in it, because I'm not against like sex clubs fundamentally. It's just I don't find them very sexy, I guess.
No.
One thing I'm finding out more and more is my dick is very sensitive to my feelings, right? So some people can. It's true. If I'm not feeling it, like I just can't like get hard or enjoy it. Whereas some people are like, oh, if you burn it,
yeah,
like they're just like hard and instant, even if they're not into it. Same with the alcohol. Like I won't be able to have sex if I'm drinking, because I don't know, my willy doesn't like alcohol either. So
like not even a drop.
If I was hungover, it's really hard. I have to wait a couple of hours. And then if I'm steaming drunk, like it just, what happens if I'm steaming drunk? I'll be able to like do stuff, but I just won't be able to like finish. It will just go on forever and ever and ever. Which is quite embarrassing sometimes, because people are finishing up and then they're trying to get me going, and I'm like, we need to stop. It's not going to happen, or it will, but it'll take about 45 minutes or something, and I don't have that kind of time.
I want to sleep.
Yeah. But I was just kind of put off really, because like within our group there was 2 people that I hadn't met, and one of them I thought was quite handsome. He's also a really nice guy, and we were out one evening, and I kind of thought maybe he was flirting with me or not. I couldn't really tell, so I ended up like trying to get with him, and he was like, oh no, I'm not into you, whatever. And I was drinking, I was quite drunk, and I just took it really badly, and it's really bad. I'm really bad with rejection in general, and I'm better at dealing with it now. But when I'm drinking, sometimes I don't really deal with things the way that I probably should. It wasn't crazy. I wasn't like, I didn't lose my shit or everything. I was just like, are you being ridiculous? Like, look at me, I'm amazing kind of thing. And then I was like, well, whatever, YOLOS. And then the next day, so this is like day 3 into like the trip or whatever. This must be like Monday or something. I hadn't pulled anyone. I hadn't kissed anyone. I hadn't gone with anyone. And then, the guys in the group are like, oh, I had someone around this morning. Oh, I fucked last night. Or 2 nights, 2 people in one day. And I'm like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Like, people hooking up left, right, and center. And you get these weird messages. Like, I only downloaded Grindr like maybe I'd say relatively recently. It's got to be in the last month, maybe. I have. And it's so different to like other apps that I've used, like Scruff and stuff, because there's so many blank profiles. Have you ever had Grindr yourself?
Yeah.
it just seems quite
So
seedy
many blank profiles. Yeah.
on it. Like it seems different than the others. I'm a bit like, oh, I'm quite uncomfortable with this. Um, but I wasn't in a great mood the next day. So this guy was like, oh, I'm not feeling you. I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Everyone else is having sex. I'm not having sex. The next day I woke up, I was hungover. I was feeling a bit shit. So I ended up going on the app or whatever, and then trying to he was like, oh, do you want to come round? I was like, okay. But I go there and I was not in the mood at all. I just thought I needed to do it just to do it because I
Mm.
was the reason why I was feeling bad is I was like, everyone seems to be having sex and I'm not. I'm not feeling it at all. Like it's not for me. Well, at the time I was saying like, no, it's not for me. I was thinking, what's wrong with me? Like, should I want to be having sex every day? Should I want to like be going around and having strangers around and stuff like that on these blank profiles? And I was like, obviously I'm an idiot or whatever. So I ended up going. Someone who like lived close by. So I ended up going around his house, and he was this like really Spanish guy, as I'd explained as well earlier on, like abs for days. Um, he was a handsome man for sure, a little bit older than I am. Opens the door. He's got this massive willy, and I was like, oh my goodness. So then, like, I don't even know his name. But, like, he takes me to his room. I go there, and then I don't know. I try and like have sex, whatever. We start doing it, but I felt so uncomfortable. Like, I was like, when you just know something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. I didn't really want to go around. I'm not very good at going around someone's house they if I don't know anything. I don't know if I don't know anything about them because I've obviously had like since I came back from skiing a couple of months ago. Like I've definitely enjoyed myself and had like message someone and then be like, "Oh, do you want to come round?" But I don't know. This was quite instantaneous. It might have been like I want to say like a 10, 12 minute conversation, maybe less. Building into it, it was more like, "Oh, do you
Mm.
want to come round? What's your name? Okay, cool. I'll be there in 10." You know, and it was just not my vibe. Not my vibe at all. So I came away feeling even worse because I was like, I was at his house, started trying to play around. I ended up I was like, no, no, this is not going to happen. I need to leave. And he was like, okay. So I got there. 10 minutes later, I must have just left, and I was like, fuck, that was embarrassing because that never happened to me before. I don't know. Has anything that happened to you before? You just go to someone's house.
No, I don't know. I sometimes envy people who can just rock up to somebody's house and just go for it. I've never been that type. I'm always sort of like, I don't, to me, that's a random hookup, and it's not really my style. I I don't. I can. I'm not sort of say I don't hook up with people. Like if I meet somebody in the club, yeah, but it's not. No, just to go around somebody's house and just no, it's more like a service. It's not. There's nothing about it that's. There's no connection.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I want somebody to marry me, but I want to make sure that there's some sort of chemistry that I know I'm going to be able to slide up on it. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
I'm not going to, dop and do it. No, I can't do that. I'm with you on this 100%.
I think that's the main thing. Like, it's not to say like I need a deep connection. I just need to feel like, for me, it was like almost like they're interested in me and not just like the transaction of it. You know, like there's someone
Yeah.
that finds me attractive or thinks that I'm somewhat interesting, and it doesn't need to be this whole long conversation. It's just, and it's only happened once in London since like my hoe days, as it were. That someone made me feel like I was just like they wouldn't, I was just like a piece of meat or something, and I was a bit like, okay, I never sort of went back there, but yeah, so I kind of did that, and then it just made me feel worse because I was like, everyone around me, literally everyone around me, it felt like was like just having sex, having sex, and I put this pressure, and then I was even thinking like, imagine coming back home and everyone knows I've gone to this gay hotel, and they're like, "Oh, Matt." I kept some pictures in my head being like, "Oh, my housemates or people will be like, oh, Matt, you must have just." I mean, as that happened, they must have been like, "Oh, it must have been crazy. You must have had so much sex, whatever." And I was like, God, imagine if I go home after a week in this super gay place in a gay hotel with a sauna downstairs in the hotel and a naked pool on the top floor, and I haven't managed to have sex. And that's a stupid thing to think about, isn't it? Really, like I think that's quite a childish mentality. But that's all I could think about was like, well, I guess I need to have sex because I can't stay here for a whole week and not, you know.
You see, now I'm just going to flash back. When was Bingham in Sydney? 6 years,
Yeah,
5 years
I
ago?
guess it'd be 5 years. Yeah, 5, 6 years ago.
Five, six years
Amsterdam
ago.
last year.
Where
Then yeah, Nashville 2 years before that, so 3 years,
Nashville.
and then yeah, 5 years.
So, yeah, 5 years, 2014. Sydney 2014. I was pulled up in Kangaroo Court. Why? Do you remember? You pulled me up.
Did I? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember at all.
I was pulled up for Kangaroo Court for my ability to pull the most banging guys, but never see it through anywhere.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you get with the most ridiculous, insanely hot guys.
Yeah, but then I'm just putting this on you because every single time I went away on trips like that, I always felt that sort of pressure where it's like, do I need to have sex with somebody to prove a point here? And I was like, no, I don't. I'm going to be true to myself. If I don't want to have sex with somebody, I will not have sex with somebody.
I don't know if that's the same because, like, if I was talking to the guys that you were talking to, I would try my hardest to get them to bed because they are just unbelievable. They're worldies. They're top level hotties.
Yeah, but it's all the same, isn't it? It's not about it's about the transaction of sex, and it is similar.
Well, that kind of brings me. So the next part of the story is though, like I. So I'm like there. This is like one day in the week. This is the same day that I'm feeling quite bad. We all go out in the evening, and this there's this guy behind the bar, and all of us, even before we get to the bar, are like, oh my goodness, he's fucking banging. So we go to the bar, we order a drink, and one of my friends is a little bit drunk and is like trying to get his attention and trying to flirt with him, and it's not really going well. I end up putting some extra lemons in my drink and wait for my friends to go and then try and talk to him. Just a little bit. I don't know what we're talking about, some shit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I go to my friends, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to try and talk to this guy. I think he's really hot, but I'm already reading from like earlier on where I'm a bit like, but I don't want to like, am I in a good place? Like, do I want to talk to this person or whatever? So I go to the toilet. As I come back, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask him his name and just chat to him. Before I can even say a word, he grabs my arm and he's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Matthew." And he was like, oh, "Okay, where are you from?" We started having a little chat, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And then he goes, "Okay, well, the most important." Everyone's really forward. Then he goes, "The most important question is what's your preference?" Right. So, what's my sexual preference?
That's the most important question.
That's the most. I've all the questions you ask, and everyone, yeah. And I was like, "Oh my goodness," because I knew what the answer was going to be. He was like this 6'6", 6'5", 6'6" guy, quite big, beautiful blue eyes. I don't know. I thought he was beautiful, and then I was like, okay, so I don't like to label my sexual preference, if I'm honest, because I don't know. I think it's too rigid. Although I normally say like what I normally do is in the past I say I normally top, right? So I said that, and he said, "Oh, I'm a top two," and I was like, "Okay, well we can do that other stuff, whatever." And he was like, maybe. And I don't know how we got chatting. He was like, well, you can come around after I finish work at 5 a.m. I was like, oh my goodness, no. This was like 12:30, 12
Wow.
5 in the morning. I was like, oh God, no. Maybe something tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, let me take your number. We'll chat. So then we're having a little kiss. And I go off. And then me and my friends are giving like little schoolgirls are like, Matthew, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. And what I should say is this guy's an absolute complete fuckboy, but he's like, he charmed the pants off me like something else. He's got this big, deep voice. Obviously, he's gigantic. He's huge. He just holds me in his arms and he's like, he's got this deep voice. He goes, "Hola, guapo," all the time. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. what am I going to do? I was like, what am I going to do in this situation? I told them what happened. They're like, you need to let him fuck you. I was like, what? You need to let him fuck you. You need to do it. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not really good at it. Like, I don't know. The next day comes. So, well, actually, I go back over. I say, look, I'm going home. I'm not staying until 5 a.m. I give him a kiss and we go. But I was like, I'll text you tomorrow. Whatever. So I text him the next day, and then the texts are really sporadic. Like, I'll text him, he won't answer for like 3 hours. I'll answer in like half an hour. He won't text me for 4. It was like this weird, when people just play you around like little bitches.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So that goes on for the day, and I'm like, are we going to see each other or not? Basically, he's like, no answer at all. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave it there. Miss my chance. So I go to and all the bars are like in a small area, so we have to go back to the bar, right? Like it's not like, I mean, I would have done it anyway, but it's unavoidable. I would have been in that area regardless. So we're at a bar next to the one that he works in, and then he shows up for work again about 11:30, 12 o'clock. And I was like, I don't know what to do. They're like, go over to him, chat to him, find out. And I was like, no, I'm not going over. I'm not going over. So then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over and ask him, like, what's up? Because I just need to know in my head, like, is this going to be something or not? So I go up to him, ready to be like, listen, like, stop playing games, whatever. Before I say anything, he grabs both of my hands. He goes, again, as he always does, hola guapo, and then just gives me a big kiss. And I was like, I just I just melted. I absolutely melted. I was like, oh my god, you piece of shit. And he was like, I was like, what happened? He was like, do you know what? The reason why I wasn't texting you is because we're both top, so we can't do anything. So I was like, you can fuck me. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Oh, goodness. So then I was like, well, I guess I need to now. But it was early in the day. He's working again. Same thing again. Wait until 5 a.m. in the morning. I was like, come on now. So we end up going out that evening anyway. It's quite late. Ends up being about 4 o'clock in the morning. And then all my friends go home. And I was like, what do I do? Because there's a whole hour. It was 4:15, 4 o'clock. I texted him and he was like, yeah, I'll be done about 5. And I was like, what do I do? Like, he's really hot. Really, really hot. He's charming the pants off me. It's not my normal position. And it's also an hour away. So I need to just like dance alone in this club. Bear in mind, I was having the best night. Before that, we went to this club that we hadn't been to a week, and the music was so sick. I was having the best night of the whole holiday. I was just loving life. I wasn't that drunk. I was like at a good level. Everything was perfect. So I was like, fuck. And I literally said to myself, I was like, if I don't do it now, like there's literally no other opportunity. Because I'm not going to wait till the next day to stay up until this time. It's not, whatever. So I was like, I think I'm going to have to go through with it. So I sit there on the street for about half an hour, and I was like, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what to do. I end up staying. He finishes work just after 5 o'clock, and then he goes, he says, like, come to the bar that he's at. So I go to the bar. He takes me around to this cafe that I think he worked in during the day. So he's got like 2 jobs. And then he ended up taking me upstairs to like a sofa area, and we end up having sex. Right? Mm-hmm. Right there. And I can categorically say it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Oh my
I don't even know what happened, actually, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. No regrets at all. Like, I even found it somewhat romantic. I know it was just like every little sofa, whatever, but I was like, he's so hot. He's charmed me. He was gentle. It felt good. I was like, whew. Actually, I think I'm a changed man.
Well, here we go.
And I guess it's kind of like yours, where like, I don't know if it's the same, but this guy, part of it was he was just super hot. And a very selfish part of me was like, the small group of us that went and saw him were all pining after him, like the one out of us that he picked. But also, I know in the back of my mind that he's probably works at this bar in all the gay areas and basically just fucks everything that goes by, right? Because he's like this really big, very handsome man, and everybody says hello to him. Like everybody was going by was, giving him a kiss or a hello and this, that, and the other. But I was like, I don't care. This is my moment. And yeah, so I ended up actually having sex on holiday just once. But and at least it wasn't just, it was on my terms in a way. It wasn't
Hey,
my terms. He's a
listen,
complete fuckboy. He charmed me off,
no,
like
no problem.
whatever. Like, I was basically, yeah, like just used and abused for sure. But I had no problem with it. Not a problem. Literally none. After to like, oh, maybe we'll do this tomorrow. I had no need to text him the next day and ask him if he wants to do something the next day. Like literally, I was like, I am
Awesome.
content and fulfilled with that. Now I can just relax for the rest of my life. Honestly, it was really good. I felt so good after it. So good. I didn't sleep very much, so I ended up getting home at like 6:30 in the morning. And then I was up at like 11, which was gross. But I was just on a super high. And
Of
now
course.
I think I can change my arrow on my apps from an up one, which I never did in the first place, to both arrows because I'm like, do you know what? I think I'm fully versed, babes. Fully versed.
What a day. What a day to be alive.
So good. So good. And it was like skiing. So remember when I came back skiing and I was an absolute hoe? Did I tell you that?
No.
I must. Well, you met my life check. I came back from skiing. I'd suddenly started having one night stands. It's the same again. I came from a holiday and I was absolutely raging. And all I could think about, I was just a bit boy crazy for like the weekend. I think that's where
Okay,
I
yes,
got
I do
my
remember. I do remember.
pardon.
I do remember now. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Well, the same thing happened. Like I got home and then Thursday, I was supposed to go to bed, and then it was 1 in the morning, and then I was like,
Dooloop.
someone came over. I was like, oh my goodness.
What?
Actually, he was 21 years old.
21.
I know, I know, I know. It was just they were just, like the things that young people do, right? To an extent, I say young people, but the people that were massive, like crazy, crazy sex hoes on holiday
Mm.
were older than me. But I was just like, I don't know. These situations are a bit different to me than going to like a sex club or having two people around because they're not natural to me. And it was difficult because I'd put this pressure on myself based on other people's preferences. What's the word? Not preferences, but their desires. They enjoy, they partake in these things because that's what they enjoy, and they should, right? I think people. I'm a full advocate for people exploring their sexual side. I have no problems with. I think most things, if you want to explore and not even explore, if you know what you want and that's what you want, absolutely. And I was going to go to the sex club actually one of the second to last day, but it was a Wednesday, and it was dead. Someone went there, said it was dead, and came back. um, but I doubt I would have had sex. I couldn't even imagine it because yeah, like it'd be there just to experience it and see it because I've never been to one yet. Um, I've been to dark rooms, but I've never been to a whole sex club, I guess. But yeah, it was just
I'm so proud of you.
cheers. I was, I was just happy that it was sort of like on my terms, but it kind of ended well where it started off poor because it's really hard. I don't know if I guess you said the same thing. I put that shame on you to say that you need to be sleeping with all these people. And in the situation I was in Terremolinos, no one had put any pressure on me. I put the pressure on myself, thinking that I had
Mm.
to have sex every day, because it was so
Well,
easily
then,
available.
look what happened to me in Nashville. We went to Chicago and Nashville. I did a whole 180.
You were just bagging everything that walked.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know there's pictures of it. Thanks, Jordan.
Well, there's not pictures of that, but there's pictures of people I may have or may not have.
You never hung with that guy in
Or,
Chicago, did you?
which guy?
Oh, There was one that you. So this is for the listeners out there. So Ashley's one of my dearest friends for sure. Right, one of my best friends for sure. One thing that he does do is he's a very much hose before bros kind of guy. So we're in this club in Chicago. Yes, you are. Don't even try. Don't even try and gasp at me. Okay, we're in this club in Chicago, and I'll go up the stairs and I see Ashley, and he's with this guy, and I mean, he's this guy is like a movie star, good looking. Do you remember this guy?
I do remember him. Yeah.
Dark hair, tall, muscular, beautiful, absolutely. So I'm like, hey Ash, no acknowledgement, blank, blanks. I was like,
That's
oh,
not true. That's not
what?
true.
Actually, it was 100% true.
Oh dear.
100%. No acknowledgement. I was like, oh, okay, I'll leave you to it then. Shit, boy, you can't even say hi to your friend. Yeah. So that's Ashley.
He came back to
I'm
my
just gonna put it there.
He came back to my night.
Sweet. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely all that part. Just say hello to me, please. That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to ruin your chances. I'm not going to come over and cock block you. But yeah, and because Ashley's also
I
the kind of
honestly,
person that. Hold on. Ashley's
oh,
also
here
the
we
kind of
go.
person. If you're talking to someone who's hot and he thinks they're hot, he'll come slide next to you, start chatting to him, try and pull him away easily. I would never do such a thing.
I would not do that.
Ashley, you do, boy. There is no ramping. You have
Oh,
no morals when it comes to guys. No morals between friends and guys. No morals.
I don't know. I'll have to re-examine myself if that's true. I'm a changed man now. Living in the country for 3 years has changed my ways.
Let's see, boy. You'll come back and see how hoish you are, and then we'll do it. And you need to tell people on the podcast. I can't be the only one revealing my hoish, more versatile like actions these days, and you say nothing.
This is true. Well, I will try my best to be a hoe in London.
But don't feel the pressure to need to. That's the problem, though, as well. Do you not feel there's an element? Well, I guess you've lived in London, but you know, like, okay, Limavady, fine. You're not going to have like that much going on, but coming to London, I guess there's an expectation that you should have more opportunity. You know?
Well, I mean, it's part of the reason for me moving back. It's because there's a lot more opportunity there. But it is funny that I'd say about 70% of my friends will go, "Oh, you can be a hoe when you come back to London." It's like, well, I can just meet guys, I guess.
I think. Well, I think there will be. I think you will a little
We'll
bit.
see. I can be weird. I have to be really in the zone, like not not in that instance, but like in a period of time. Like the thing about Nashville was the high of being away and being somewhere else, and it was just like Chicago, Nashville, Fort Lauderdale. It was all just such a big trip. Um, I don't know.
No, I agree. For
You know, it's
some
sort of
reason,
like
they're gone.
I was going to say, it's sort of like I know I'll never see these guys again, so it doesn't matter. In London, it's a bit different because it's quite a small city when in the gay world, where you go to the club and see people there every week, and it's just I don't know, it's a bit different.
No, I agree. But then I'm the opposite. I think I really struggle with like the fact that I'll never see them again. So I guess the people that I speak to here or get with, like, there's a chance that I might see them again in that way. But then sometimes after I find out about their personality, I'm not really that interested. But yeah, I'm not normally the one to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll have sex with you and then never see you again. Actually, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm not
Mm.
great with that. But I'm quite needy in that respect.
Mm. Each their own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that was Terremolinos. That was my little sexploit. And there might be a new chapter in my life where, and I'm not ashamed to say it, that Matthew's going to be bottoming a lot more. And I think he's going to enjoy it.
Good.
I'm really excited. It's really bad. That's all I can think about since I got back from holiday.
Tell me about your sex.
No, about exploring my other side.
You should buy a wee toy for yourself.
Oh my goodness. Actually, I already have one and I already used it. since I got back.
Oh,
So I bought one. So this year was supposed to be near the bottom. So I bought one in a couple of months ago, but I keep looking at it and I was so scared. I was like, fuck, man, I can't use this. I would literally get it out, Ashley, and be like, fuck, no, I'm not going to use it. The first thing I did when I came back from holiday was whip out that thing. Honestly. I was it was one of the very first things that I did. And it lived up to the hype.
Jeepers. There we
It's
go.
good. It was very nice. Now I understand it. So when all this time, I'll be like, I know I'm missing out on a whole half of like enjoying life, of being a gay man,
Mm.
and I'm like, fuck, I'm not enjoying this at all.
Yep.
But now I get to enjoy both.
But I also think, first of all, a lot of people have misconceptions about, like, a lot of people like to put a stamp on top or bottom with gay men. I don't know why, but they seem to just do it. Like, a lot of people, like they'll look at you and say, "Oh, clearly a top or clearly a bottom." Do you know what I mean? Whether it's based on the way you dress, the way you look, the way you act, or whatever, they do it, and it's so stupid because it's clearly never usually right. Or somebody might have a preference, or somebody might be one or the other. But I'm very happy to say I'm versatile. I like it both. I would probably say I prefer top over bottom, but I do like bottoming as well. But bottoming is just so much work.
You mean preparation?
Preparation, preparation, yeah,
for sure. But yeah, and people do use it as an insult, like, oh, I bet you're a bottom, whatever. No one ever says, oh, I bet you're a top. They always pretty much use it, oh, he's a big old bottom. And actually, like, it's fine. People, they kept on saying that it's hard to find many tops in London. Like, apparently everyone's a bottom. So I'm like, how is it an insult? And then actually the majority of the people that seem to be in London, for most people, do prefer to do that. I don't know, it's just really strange to me. I've never used an insult, and that's actually, I've always felt uncomfortable saying I'm a top, because I've never felt like I needed to say something like that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a sexual preference, isn't it? So I think it's, I don't know. It's just a way of, I don't want to say demasculating, but it sort of is linked with toxic masculinity, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. Like, people that are tops are supposed to build these, and as a person who was a former top, leaning, I would say, to now fully versatile. Back then, a lot of the guys would be like, "Are you super hung? Are you going to dumb top me? You're going to tell me what to do?" And I'm like, "No, excuse me, no."
Thing. That's a whole different thing. Go take those issues somewhere else.
Exactly. I'm like, no, I'm going to top you, but also I'm going to make sure that you are enjoying it and that you feel very comfortable, and we're going to have a little cuddle. And some people like that, like, oh, I prefer that. But some guys are like, no, I just want to be fucked and destroyed. I'm like, well, you're talking to the wrong guy. You are talking to the wrong person. That's not me, babes. But then people think I'm a bottom all the time because I've got a big ass and that I'm relatively flamboyant. And now they might be right. This boy is a bottom. This boy is a bottom. I got bucket bottom. He's a ratchet as bottom. Honestly, I cannot explain this life-changing moment we're witnessing right now. Especially for my exes in history's past, which now I feel a bit bad because I'm like, sometimes they would ask me and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have to. Like, I make it really unsexual, really unenjoyable.
Fuck your exes. You're growing as a person day on day, so who cares? You're now a better person now than you were then, so screw them.
Oh, that's harsh. Some of people listen to this, by the way. So
no, I don't mean. I mean, I'm 100% sure all your exes are different people today than they were when they were dating you. 100%.
Yeah.
And they would be happy. And listen. And I think I've said it before. Just because I don't want to see it as a mistake, but just because you made the same mistake or before in the past, well, it is a mistake. You made the mistake of not being more open to being more open. Um, you're not destined to make the same mistakes every time. You should be allowed to grow as a person and change, and fuck it. I'm sure your exes are proud of you that you're now open to being open.
Well, let's see. But yeah, I had a little whole sexual exploration on holiday, and it was very good. Really happy, and I want to thank
Oh,
Terremolinas man for charming the pants off me.
hola, guapo.
And oh my good, honestly, listen, he's so hot. He might he might be the hottest guy I've ever got with. Oh,
That's amazing. Did
oh
you
my
get
goodness.
did you get his name?
Yeah, I got his name. I got his Instagram as well.
Tell me
Yeah,
offline.
I will. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm gonna get in more trouble. Yeah,
um, awesome.
yeah. So if I ever see like a story in London, I swear I'm gonna be like, listen, bruv, be here right now.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Cool.
Oh. Well, thank you, Matt, for sharing that very juicy story. I actually genuinely thought at the end where you were going like, you said it was the best decision you ever made. I thought you were going to say it was the worst decision I ever made, and I was like, oh no, here we go. But I'm so glad it had a happy ending.
Absolutely not. It was fucking sensational, and it's a pivotal moment. I must admit, pivotal. And I'm so happy that it was
Brilliant.
just, when you know you've made an excellent decision, and it just
Yeah,
panned out exactly as you want to. It was worth waiting until
I-
5 a.m. to get lent over a sofa chair. Like honestly, amazing, absolutely amazing. I cannot describe it.
uh, well, I was going to talk about stuff in Northern Ireland here, but again, we'll just have to put it on the back burner because we're at 50 odd minutes. And we have a review to read.
Yay!
Um,
It's so bad about the Northern Ireland politics. I was looking at the time as well, and I was like, "Fuck, yes, Northern Ireland. This is why nothing passes there because no one wants to talk about it. It just runs out of time."
this is the UK government all over. It's like, no, no,
Literally,
now we're out of time.
important stuff, important stuff, important
So,
stuff. Northern Ireland. Oh, you know what? Gotta leave. Bye.
yeah, so we don't have time for this. No, no, no.
Literally, fill up in like
So
3 minutes.
Northern Ireland politics will have to wait. Um, I was going to talk about how the BBC said that they were going to be part of Pride, and then anyway, they weren't. And it was a topic that my friend has suggested we cover on the podcast, and yeah, we didn't get around to it. Sorry,
That's my bad.
but we did get a review. I hope you've really enjoyed Matt's sex story instead of deep-rooted politics and journalism. So this is a review we had from the States. It's Showmad6. He said, 3 gems, what a gem of a show. Both Matt and Ash have a great presence as the hosts of this fun and informative podcast. Giggles galore ensure you get to know more about these two men and their opinions on hot topics mostly related to LGBTQ. Their great chemistry and beautiful accents flow through the speakers and hook you. I also really like the advice they've been giving lately. It's a great add-on to the rest of the show. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much, Showmad6.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I also like that he called out that he likes the advice because somebody else, one of the coaches at the gym, we had spent some time together on Saturday, and we were just spend time together, and he had said that he had actually taken some of the advice we had given on the show and passed off to one of his female friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought, there we go.
Sweet. We're just so
Yeah,
emotionally intelligent.
we are on another level, I think.
And I say we, I mean me. I say
Sorry?
we, I meant me, but okay.
Well, it's actually my advice that he took and gave to other people. It wasn't your advice, but there we go. One of the things, so obviously we've been asked for advice. We didn't get any actual examples this week, but I don't think I asked for it yesterday, but somebody did ask about bottom shaming, which we did talk on, but I think it'd be a good topic to talk about maybe in a couple of weeks when I'm back in
And met
London.
him a few times, you mean?
Um,
And how much shame do you feel?
Possibly, yeah, get my back door reopened again.
It's
Did I
probably
tell you?
like, it's probably
I
like
posted that.
it must be like absolutely good. You know, like earrings when you get a piercing, and after a few years it closes, and you have it again.
Close it over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like that needs to
yeah.
happen with you.
Did you see how my cousin was savage with me on Instagram? Did you see it?
I'm not too sure. What do they say?
So I recently posted. It was a week ago. I recently posted a picture of an old broken down cow shed in one of the farms close to where I live. And I was so tired. I was feeling a bit sick and everything. And I was like, the old cow shed, looking how I feel. He wrote back saying, the back door looks like it's been kicked in a bit. I'm like, wow.
Oh
No
my goodness, no,
comment.
I've not seen it at all.
A savage comment from my cousin. Absolutely
He doesn't
savage.
know you at all because it's not been picked in at all.
Um, well, there we go. We had another topic come up, which we'll cover very, very quickly. And it is the topic of long distance relationships. What do you think of long distance relationships?
I've never experienced one, but I don't think I'd be able to do it personally if it wasn't an open relationship or something like that.
Mm. I would say the same. I would say long distance is the wrong distance. I'm not saying that's for me. I'm not saying that's right for everyone, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to keep a relationship going when you're seeing each other, like when when the opportunity's there to see each other every day. But if it's hours away, different countries, I don't know. Personally, I would find it impossible.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the one who sent it, he lives in the US and his boyfriend at the time lived in Scotland. It's not even like somewhere within Europe. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? It's not like, say if it was difference between you and me, right? Northern Ireland and southeast of England.
Mm.
That's long enough, but you'd be able to travel there. I don't know, see each other 2-3 times a month, maybe 4 times if you really commit to it.
Yeah, I don't see. There's times when I lived in East London, I would like, "God, if you live west, there's no way this is going to
It's
work.
true.
That's that's a, that's an hour away. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
no,
you have to be able to get to work. You
it's
need to be able
too
to get to
far.
work. That's the thing. Because you need to be able to get
You
to
what?
work,
Sorry.
like in that situation. Because like, yeah, if some people, there's like a couple people I chatted to that
Mm,
lived like outside of London, like Essex or something, and I'm like, there's no way I can get to work. Like, it's not possible. West London, at
no.
least, if you work central, it's not the end of the world. But if you're going further out from where I am, no, babe, no, no.
Anything outside zone 2, maybe zone 3
Do you know anyone who's
is a
in
push.
or has been in a long term relationship? Not
Long
not long
distance
term. I'm
relationship.
sorry. Long distance.
um, yeah, I guess I have. I know somebody who lives in Belfast who dated somebody from Wales.
Oh, you said yeah,
Um,
but they're not
the
together now, are they?
Wales, the Welsh guys. No, they are. They
Oh,
are together. Yeah, they got back together, and the Welsh guy now moved to
what?
Belfast. So
But also, it does show that they did have
yeah,
troubles, and then it took them coming together. Yeah, no, I just couldn't imagine being in a long term relationship because,
long distance.
long term, long distance. Because I need some attention,
Yeah.
and I need to be held, especially because there are differences. Time zone differences make a big difference. So if your
Oh,
time zones weren't that bad, then maybe it's not too bad because you can talk at the same time. So say if someone lived, a 2 hour, 3 hour time difference, I'm like, okay, maybe that's more doable. But if you're on like a 6 hour delay, oof, no. You're not even on the same schedule.
no, I'm sorry. No, I don't. No, no way. That's too much. Too much. All that math, all trying to work out what time. What are they doing? Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Are they up yet? No, no. Shit. Fuck that shit. No way. I don't have patience. I don't have patience for that.
Yeah, you're out with your friends, you're like, oh shit, it's 9 p.m. I've got to speak to them before they go to work. Oh,
Yeah, I need
no.
to go home. Yeah, they have to go to work. No, fuck that shit. No, not ruining my friendships for some dilly dally over in another country. No way. No, no. Long distance is the wrong distance.
The wrong distance. That's a quote that you could say. Yeah. Anyway, that's
Anyway.
kind of how I feel about it, which is quite negative for us both. But I've never experienced it. I just
Mm.
would. I actually just don't have any interest in experiencing it. But it's difficult when you do fall for someone.
It is, but it's a deal breaker for me. I'm like, no. If we were like, if we were a couple and one, I think it's different if we were. I don't know if we're no. I don't. I was trying to. I was going to say maybe it's different if we're in a relationship first, and then one had to move away for work. I'd be like, no. I'd be like, I'm sorry. This is the end.
No. That situation,
Got
you
it.
can't say that. So if you're with someone for 5 years
Of
or something,
course.
5 years, and then they say, "Oh, I've got this incredible opportunity," and then you're like, I can't leave yet to come with you." I think that's different. That's not the
Mhm,
same.
well, no, but no, I mean, obviously, there's so many different
Very
scenarios we can present around this. But if it's a case of they're going for good and I'm staying here for good, it's the end of the relationship.
fair. Yeah, because I need to see what the out is like.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, if you say
If it's like if it's a case of I'm going away for 6 months, I'd be like, oh, 6 months I could do.
this,
We'll make it work. Or it's a case of I'm out here for 6 months, then you come join me in 6 months. Then yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind packing up my life and moving away with
oh,
somebody
sure.
because I love them. But if it's a case of no, I'm staying here,
Yeah,
then
no,
no.
I agree. I agree. I don't know what situation it would be that I wouldn't move with someone. I don't know what.
What if you just got a really good opportunity
That's
here?
the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. That's what it needs to be.
Mm.
Because yeah, with all due respect, like if it was like a family thing, I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to stay for my family, because I'll see them anyway. If it was just a great job that I really enjoyed or something, but yeah, it would have to take me a lot to like not want to leave with someone that I love for sure. Absolutely.
Mm.
But I would even say there was some similar situation that may have came up where there was a job actually in the company I work for in Washington DC, and I'd spoken about it with my boyfriend at the time, and he had a really good job, really really good job, good prospects, and his job also isn't transferable in the US. So it's quite a long conversation that we'd have to have
Mm.
over that because we were together for 2 years, and I was like, if the opportunity is good, and then he was like, no, do go, and then he was like, we can try and be separate. That was a conversation we actually had. Luckily, it didn't pan out anyway, but that would have been really hard, really really hard for sure.
The job or the relationship.
The relationship, if there was no like, if you get like, if they say go for a year, I think you can deal with that. You can deal with a year for sure.
Yeah, I would probably take
I'm not
some
saying it's
time off work.
easy. Pardon?
I'd probably take some time off work and go and stay with them.
Yeah, if you could. But no, it's different if if you don't know, if you're like, no, I need to move up my life and start my career there because of this reason. Yeah, it's different.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Cool. Long episode this time.
we haven't seen each other for a couple of weeks, babes, and we even said we haven't spoken much, have we? In all your preparations
Yeah,
for
no, we
moving
haven't.
to London.
London. I know this time next week I'll be there. This is Tuesday, so next Tuesday I'll be there. I'm
Shit.
so excited.
Okay,
I'm so excited just to see people's faces.
oh yeah, you need to say if you're doing something that week. If I see you or not.
Oh God, I'm not. Do you think I should? I don't. It's a bit self-indulgent having a "I'm back in London" party, isn't it?
Do not do a back in London party.
I hear. I think I'm.
It is very self-indulgent.
I think I'll do it. I think you're right. I think I'll do "I'm back in London" party.
You think you will?
Thank you for putting that idea in my head, Matt.
Ah, God, I was not suggesting that. You probably have some drinks, but don't be like make an event. Oh, Ash has come back. He like as many people. No, you'll see people over the next couple of weeks.
No, I know. Well. I'm going to hopefully not be working for a couple of weeks when I get back, so I'll have 2 weeks to mingle and slingle and dingle dangle. But yeah, it's mad.
Sweet.
Do you want
Okay.
to say next Monday we'll record here, and then the week after that we'll be recording face to face? Oh
Ooh.
my god! Oh my god! I'm
Okay.
excited. But I need to get to sleep now, so I'll have to love you and leave
Alright.
you.
Same here. I'm yawning and I need to take my antibiotics.
Yeah, I
So
need
yeah,
to go take my
awesome.
contact lenses out.
Speak to you. It's lovely
All right,
episode.
it has been
Thanks for
fun.
listening to my stuff.
Next week, Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Aaron, well, I'll speak to
All
you,
right,
my dear.
bye bye.
Nighty night. Bye.